Welcome to this video. In this session, I'm going to walk you through the Recruitment Wizard. There are many ways to create the project, and there are also several ways to create recruitment projects. But the recommended way and the easiest way to create the objects you need in order to run a project on the Telection platform is to use the Recruitment Wizard. And from the home page, you press Start Wizard. That will take you to the wizard we just see in front of us now, and this is the first step. First step is not really important if this is a project that you're running yourself. This is more meant if you are inviting customers into the platform and they create and you allow them to create projects that you are supposed to run for them. So they enter their information, their contact information, and what this is all about. So I'm just leave it as is. And you can see that there are several ways of navigating this wizard. You can use the icons at the top, which will take you from page to page, or you can use previous and next. When you're creating a project and associated objects, I strongly recommend that you use next and previous, because that will validate the information on the given step and tell you if there are elements missing or not. Just using these icons will just take you from page to page and will not check if the information entered is correct or not. So we are now finished with the first step and going to the next. The next step is what most resembles a normal setup for a recruitment, regardless of platform. So here you enter the information about the job itself. So we are recruiting a CTO. Enter a description, you set a start date, you enter the town that you're supposed to work in, if it's a fixed full-time, part-time contract, etc. Let's say a master level, education subject, let's stick with computer science. Industry, I would like to have from banking and finance. And the function we're talking about is the IT. And level is, let's say senior, not the lead, because that's a CIO. And then you're entering two areas which describes the job itself, job description, and context description that describes the company in which this position is to be filled. So you enter your job here and you enter your company info here. So if you created a document which describes the position, or you have some text that describes it that you're used for an ad or something like that, you can just copy paste that in here, or you can just write it directly here and use the formatting tools available on these two fields. Okay, then that's done on step number 2. Step number 3, which is also mandatory, you pick up the selections made on the previous page, so industry, banking and finance, level senior, and IT function. And you say if this is mandatory that the candidate has experience from industry, and mandatory or not if they have experience from the level, the position, the level in the organization itself, the hierarchy. And then IT position, so digitalization is the keyword here. I'm not spelling it correctly. There it is. Expert. It's going to lead our digitalization initiative. So that's it for this, and this encapsulates the whole activity that we're asking the candidate to do, to respond if they have how many years they have of experience within the industry at the given level or in a given function. Next, then this step number 4, which is the last mandatory step, and here you select the organization culture of your company. If you don't know it, or if you are not able to deduct it based on the descriptions given here, because here there are 4 types of organization culture: compete, growth, involve, and consistency, with the descriptions given here. If you know it and you recognize which one is probably most likely the one you have, then you can select it directly from here. If not, you can use the wizard and respond to a number of questions. So We use the wizard. What is the most important question to you? Are we listening to the marketplace? Do we know where we are going? Are our people aligned and engaged? Does our systems create leverage? So the most important thing here is, let's say, listen to the marketplace. And then press next. What is the most important to you? Flexibility versus stability. Focus on creativity and customer satisfaction or profitability. Profitability is not that important now. We are a startup, so let's say that customer satisfaction is important, and market share. Next one is the most important internal focus. So we focus on quality and employee satisfaction, or external, we focus on innovation, sales growth, and market share. So definitely the external. Next, and there are the summary. So there are 3 questions, and here we are summarizing it. We're listening to marketplace, flexibility is important, and external focus. That means that the dominant culture in our company is compete. So let's just press keep, and that sets the selection here. What's also important here is, based on this organization culture, we set a lot of other organization structure object elements also. For example, the organization structure, we set the leadership style, we set the strategy, because that there is a best practice based on the choice of organization culture for these elements. So that's set based on this choice. You can override it later by going into the job profile, but that's how it's set in the wizard itself. Then we go to the next, and here is the first step that is optional. So the remaining 4 steps of this are optional, but I'm going to walk you through it in this video. So here we select the team role that we are focusing on for this position. Is it a people or relationship oriented role? Are we looking for a thinking oriented person, or are we looking for an action oriented person? Somebody that makes things happen. So I'm going to say that we are looking for an action oriented person. We have a lot of thinkers. We have a lot of people and relationship focused persons. So we need an action oriented, and probably also an implementer. Workable strategy, carried out as efficiently as possible. But I want it combined with specialist knowledge about the subject area. So those 2. It's important to know that ideally here you should select 1, 2, or maximum 3 roles. Otherwise it becomes too untargeted. You need to focus in order to be able to mark the most important things in order to select the right candidate. Press next. Here there are 4 elements that you are supposed to select, and this is also an optional step. So value chain first. So this is an adjusted Porter value chain, going from idea through solve, build, implement, manage, lead, sell, and market. And let's say that this position is building solution and focused on implementing it. So rolling the solution out to the customers, building it first and rolling it out to customers. So we keep that. Next one is a bit more complex. It's about levels of thinking, so levels of abstraction within that given job. And the way to look at it is that the lowest level is remember. That's a position where you just basically tell a person what to do, or show that person what to do, and he or she just do it. She or he doesn't need to know why or the relationship between other positions, etc. They just do what they are told. Second level, they need to understand why they are doing what they are doing, and then an increasing level of abstraction all the way to create, where you're really working on cutting edge creativity, innovation, etc. So let's say that this is on analyze level. You're supposed to understand what you do. You're supposed to know the relationship you have to other parts of the value chain. You're supposed to be able to abstract things, take that knowledge and apply it to other jobs, and possibly also in another context. So analyze. Traits is another type of personality test on the platform, which is focused on growth mindset. So we select Cage's meta, which is covering all these 5 above in a very high level, so just 5 or 6 questions per main area. Not sure you're going to use that, but we'll just set it for the time being. Core skills, basically a list of core skills that you would like the candidate to have, and these are modeled based on OECD and the World Economic Forum requirements for the future skills of the workforce. So let's select analytical thinking, quality control, and teamwork and collaboration here. Keep. And that's it for this step, and we take to the next step. Step 7 is also optional, and here you enter all requirements to certifications, certain knowledge of certain software, languages, certain skill sets within certain professions, etc. So for example, language, you need to know Norwegian, for example, which is a language type of skill, and you need to intermediate level, and it's a mandatory skill, and press save. You can enter as many as you want, and here the candidates are basically asked to rate all of them, rate their own skill level when they are presented with this as an activity when they start applying for the job. So let's say that you also need to know Excel, for example. You need to know that's in tools and technologies. You need to know it advanced level. Let's say it's not mandatory. And you're asking for specific things towards that knowledge. So let's say pivot functions and save. So then you're asked, there are extended questions on this, which is about pivot, but the core is about Excel. So I think I leave it at that and take it to the next step. And the step here is about the story. So if you're running any campaign, you enter all the information about that campaign here. The story title, application due date, the marketing story. You upload the logo, an image, and the start and end date of that given campaign. I think I skipped the marketing campaign in this recruitment project and just go to the next. And this is the last step of the wizard. So here to the left, top left, you see an overview of all the information that has been entered, and you see also that chosen not to run the marketing campaign. You see the competencies, you see the core skills, the traits, levels of thinking, value chain, the roles, organization culture, the compete, experience, the job, etc. So all that is now gathered. And then you should look at the activity set that the candidates are asked to do. So this is predefined. You usually need to adjust that. So let's say that we do the following. I want them, of course, to enter basic information about themselves. I want them to rate their experience. I'm not going to do a traits or this Cage's personality type test. I'm going to do a proper 60 questions, so a shortened Big 5 personality test. I'm going to check for cognitive flexibility, so the change awareness, the change readiness. I don't need a pitch. The special skills, we enter the special skills, so we need that. And I would like to also to run some of the games. You can leave that you want games, and you can let the system select games based on the core skills or the core skills that you selected on step number 6. Or you can go in and pick your games yourself. So you can pick some games here, so just to be fun. So let's say true color, we select cognitive flexibility and emotion, so 3 games. I'm not gonna ask for a crystallized intelligence, but I would like to test for fluid intelligence. So fluid intelligence is the intuitive intelligence as opposed to crystallized, which is basically you applying knowledge that you already know or knowledge that you acquired during the exercise itself. The CV, not really, but I would like them to upload their CVs to allow my selection assistant to analyze their CV. So that's the kind of activities I would like these candidates to do. So basic experience takes 20 seconds. Personality test, 60 questions, takes about 7-8 minutes to 10 minutes. Cognitive flexibility, about 5 to 6. Special skills, a couple of minutes. The games are quick, so 3 to 4 minutes. Fluid intelligence, 5 to 6 minutes. And the CV analysis is also quite quick, so 1 to 2 minutes. To save that, so approximately 27 minutes worth of activities for the candidates. And then you select the language you would like the activities to be for the candidates, either English or Norwegian, and the status of the project. You can leave it as created if you don't want to open up for applications straight away, or you can just set it to open in order to just open it straight away. Then you prove use of the data and that you are not a robot, and press save and start recruiting. When that is done, you basically create a number of objects based on the information collected, and here is an example of that. This is demo recruiting project. You are in the project overview page now, information about the project. And in addition to the project itself, it creates 3 important objects. So the target, the job profile, the target on which the candidates are measured against, with the organization culture, with the task pattern, etc. That's stored in the target. The campaign page, which is an optional object, and we skip that, so that's not really important. But when you have that, you also store that with the project. And then based on the information gathered in the wizard, you also create the candidate landing page, which you can access here. So you can just click on that and see that this recruitment project created this landing page for the candidate with information about the job, some details about the different elements of the company, contact information about who is running this recruitment, and then possibility to apply for the job by creating a user, or if you already have a user, you can also apply indicating that you have a user. If you don't want to do the activities, they are asked to leave the contact information. So that's it, and after that, basically you are ready to run the recruitment project. And what you do is basically in your ads, you share this link to this candidate landing page, and from then on, you just lean back and wait for candidates to apply, and automatically be scored against what you just created. And then just to quickly show you where that takes us, I just opened this recruitment project, and this is basically what you get as a result of this recruitment project. Candidates are doing the activities that we specified in the wizard. They get scored and ranked based on a match with those activities or those targets in the job profile. And here is all the information that you gathered during these activities and that you can use in order to select the right candidate for this job for you. So let's just quickly recap. You start the wizard from the home page. To start the wizard itself, goes to step number 1. The first 4 steps are mandatory. The first one is not very important if you're running the recruitment yourself. Second is the standard elements of a recruitment. Third is about the position and the requirements against that position, which industry, level, and function. Then the organization culture, which kind of dictates a lot of other things in the project. Team role, which is optional. A compound set of activities, value chain, levels of thinking, etc., optional also, and competencies required, which is also optional, and the last one being marketing campaign if you want to run that. And then you select activities, and then you open the project, and then you basically, as just mentioned, start sharing the URL to the candidate page, and off you go. So thanks for listening, and I hope that explained how this wizard works, and good luck with using the platform. Thank you.